YTPC, Buckeye Piper, coming at you with another installment of the 2019 Codger Tobacco Challenge. This is part 8. This is Borkum Riff. Debatable whether this is a Codger blend. I guess you could call this more of an OTC. Started in the 60s in Denmark, was sold to Scandinavian Tobacco Group sometime, I think, around 2011. So it hasn't been on the market as long as some of the old school Prince Albert, Sir Walter Raleigh, and some of those. So, you know, maybe a stretch to call this a Codger, but I wanted to put it in the challenge anyway. This one brings back memories for me because one of my good friends' father smoked this. He was a Borkum Riff guy, and always seen the pouches. In fact, 2 of my friends' fathers smoked this when I was growing up. So, some interesting facts I found out. Let me put on my reading glasses. Old Buckeye's getting old. So, Borkum Riff was originally a lighthouse located at Helioland Bight off the Dutch coast of the North Sea. It was a landmark for seafarers, as well as well known to Swedish radio listeners, as weather reports mentioned Borkum Riff several times a day. The former lightship called Borkum Riff was used from 1960 to 1964. And that was the first radio ship, as the first radio ship of Radio Veronica, which became the first offshore radio station in the Netherlands. The ship and the Borkum Riff company logo originates from a 17th century engraving made by Johann Baptist Homan. So that's a little history of Borkum Riff. So jumping into the review as my pipe goes out. Let's see if I can get it relit. It's been kind of a windy day here. So all the tools of the trade, as with all the other Codger reviews: Missouri Meerschaum, Cobb, Enlist Now, U.S. Navy Zippo, Diet Dr. Pepper, title sponsor for the palate cleansing. Fantastic pairing with any tobacco. So, going to jump into the review and see what y'all think. So, package presentation, to me, this has by far been my favorite. So I'm going to have to score that a 5 because I've scored some other ones 4s. So if this is my favorite, being Navy, I dig old ships. I dig the lettering up here. And just for what it's worth, you know, the packaging is a 5 to me. So that'll probably carry some weight with the score. And I went out again. Can you believe that? Tobacco presentation got a little smarter tonight. Figure I can get this done. It's a nice looking ribbon cut. You can see the Virginia and the black Cavendish in it. So, you know, that appeals to me. I'm going to score that a 3. Aroma in the package. It's really nice, actually. I get chocolate raisins, like Goober's candy. Every now and then, I feel like I get a scent of whiskey, maybe a bourbon, but that may just be my nose. It's not listed anywhere as a note that's in that, but give that a 3. It's got a really nice smell. So we're up to 11. Aroma while smoking, I haven't smelled it at all. Some of the other Codger blends, at least I could pick up a whiff of it, and maybe it's the night, but I was just, you know, I'm at a 1. I mean, I've not smelt it. With black Cavendish, you would suspect I'd get some nice aroma, but I'm not getting it. And for taste, to me, this is about as bland could be. When you smell how nice the aroma was in the package, you know, I was expecting to pick up some chocolate or even some sweetness, just some sweetness. And it's just not there for me. It almost tastes like it has burley. It's not marketed as having burley. It's marketed as 60% Black Cavendish, 40% Virginia. So it's not marketed as having any burley in it. Original Borkum Riff from the 60s had burley, but this new formulation, or what they call original, this is original, it doesn't list burley as one of the ingredients. But I would have sworn it was in there, because it does have that familiar taste. But again, man, this is just bland. It's not a terrible taste. I'm just tasting hot air, is literally all I'm tasting. I'll get a hint of Virginia every now and then, and maybe I wrecked my palate today smoking the good Virginias and telling stories, but to me, I'm just at a 1. It's just puffing hot air. So I'm not even going to finish this bowl. So it's a shame that something in such a nice package with such a nice aroma in the pouch, you would think, daggone, Borkum Riff might be onto something. But for me, just a 1. So I'm at a 13, I think was the score. So a 5 and a 3 is an 8, a 3, another 3 is 11, 12 and a 13, now to 25. Really, the packaging carried this thing. You know, if it would have been a 3 or a 2 in package like I hammer some of the other ones, this bad boy wouldn't have even been double figures, which again is disappointing to me. I found it to be very bitey too, very bitey, as opposed to some of the other Codger blends that were more smooth and mellow and cool on the palate. And this one's wet out, and I don't really care to relight it, to be quite honest with you. It's just bitey. Maybe I'll pull it out and try it again. I think what I'm doing, part of my GAW, I think I'm going to give a lot of these Codger blends as freebies in the GAW. And whoever gets it maybe can do a Codger blend challenge as well, and maybe be kind of cool to see maybe who, if they want to. They don't have to, but if they want to, maybe that'd be something cool to see. I'm going to vacuum pack a lot of these and just set them aside. You know, so far the only ones I personally would care to revisit is Carter Hall and the Lane Limited Ready Rub. You know, I definitely would smoke those again. And outside of that, maybe Prince Albert and Sir Walter Raleigh. Velvet's okay. I don't know, I'm just okay at a lot of these. And the thing I do like about Codgers, I like the pouch, man. I like how I can just scoop my pipe in and pack it, scoop it and pack it. You know, that takes me back in time to when guys were probably out, you know, plowing the field or doing whatever they were doing, and they'd have their pouch out there and just scooping it and packing it and smoking it and taking care of business. But don't want this review to get too long-winded. Borkum Riff, and I'm disappointed in you, man. Hopefully I don't scare nobody off from this. Again, this is just a noob's perspective. So for anybody that's out there who's a Borkum Riff fan, you know, don't hit me in the mouth or anything like that. And I'm not trying to besmirch it, but that's it, man. It's a 13 out of 25 for Buckeye. So, folks, I hope you all had a great Sunday. You know, pumped out some videos today, which was a lot of fun. Want y'all to be safe out there, stay blessed, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good night, YTPC.